magandang hapon mga kabataas. This is your friendly ka-farmers, Konsehal Victor Mosquera Padernilla. Welcome to the first ever episode of our Talakayan sa Sangguniang Bayan 2025. Brought to us by the 16th Municipal Council under the dynamic leadership of our Vice Mayor, Honorable Attorney Maria Teresa Di Constantino, upang talakayin ang mga napapanahon ng mga polisiya at ordinansa. Our main topic, the featured ordinance for this afternoon, mga fellow Malungonians. Ito ang tinatawag natin na anti-machine made replica of indigenous woven products ordinance of the Municipality of Malungon 2025, authored by no less than the President of Liga ng mga Barangay, our Honorable Sweetly May Galang Laverder, co-authored by our Indigenous Peoples Mandatory Representative to the Sanggunian, no less than the Honorable Dato Edmond Pangilan, and of course it is sponsored by the Committee on Historic Culture and Indigenous People. We have here the members of the committee, the Honorable Rodrigo Paric Jr., the Honorable Erwin Asgapo, and of course the Honorable Jericho Tanduyan. Mayor, can we have the introductory message or concept behind the innovations of this Talakayan sa Sangguniang 2025? Mayor, you have the floor.
Tawagan daw naman siya nga kabatas. So salamat sa paghatag sa akon sa panahon na ma-explain ko sa aton yung mga listeners ano ining aton nga inisyatibo sa 16th Council para mabalaan sa mga taga-Malungon, apilman ang mga wala diri sa Malungon kay nagaubra sa kung diin man nga mga lugar subong pero ang kasing-kasing nga ragyapon sa Malungon, mabalaan ninyo kung ano ang ginaubra sa aton nga mga konsehal kag sa tanang miyembro sa Konseho Municipal under the leadership of course of this representation, ano na ang mga polisiya nga aton nga napanday, and para ma-explain pagid namon kung ano ang mga regulation, ano ang mga dapat tandaan, ano ang mga frequent questions kay kinahanglan pud namon sabton kay ang iban wala gid man naka-attend sa mga public hearing and public consultations as we enact meaningful legislation. So pinaagi sining talakayan sa Sangguniang Bayan, ma-explain namon sa inyo kung ano kaimportante ining mga ordinansa nga napasa sa mga konsehal na aprubahan sa Sangguniang Bayan, and finally ma-review sa probinsya kag maaprubahan man sa aton local chief executive. Kag tandaan gid ninyo pirmi nga ang aton nga mga miyembro sa konseho pinaagi sa talakayan sa Sanggunian, makita ninyo nga we are all working para mapanami ang aton nga mga programa kag ma-proteksyonan ang welfare sa bawat Malungonian. Thank you kabatas.
Thank you kabatas. Comes from the author herself, the Honorable Sweetly May Galang Laverder. As the principal author of this ordinance, unsa ang naka-inspired personally and collaboratively to draft and author this particular ordinance?
Good afternoon sa tanan.
Yes, good afternoon kabatas.
Good afternoon, batas. Daghan og mga weavers ang iduol sa iyaha because daghan gagawas nga mga replicas sa ato ang mga sanina sa tribo. So as a proud member of the Blaan tribe, I've seen how passionate our weavers are. Every piece they make carries our story, our culture, and identity as the indigenous people. So nakita nato pag istoryahanay na ni Mayor Tasa, pinaagi ani nga ordinansa nga nahimo nato mas maprotektahan nato kung unsa gyud ang kinaiyahan sa tribo Blaan ang Tagakaw.
Very well said, our main author of this ordinance. So as the co-author, our dear Honorable Dato Edmond Pangilan, what did the committee members play in refining and defending these particular measures?
As the co-author, actually, wala talagang masyadong refinement kasi the ordinance draft, nung nakita namin, talaga naayos naman. When it comes to refining the provisions, it all set na. Maganda na ang pagka-prepara all sections. Hindi na kami nahirapan sa committee, and as co-author, ginawa namin, siyempre sinuportahan namin yung provision. So wala na kaming maraming ginagawang refinement. Naka-in place na.
There are consultation made before and during drafting of this ordinance in order for the IB community to be well informed and well versed on this proposed legislative measure.
Yes, of course, kabatas, no, before pa nato isulat ng ordinansa, we really sat down with our IP leaders and weavers themselves. We wanted to make sure na ang ilang tingog mao ginambasihan nato ani nga palisiya dili lang ni para sa mga IPs, pero gikan gyud ni sa ilaha, gikan gyud ni sa atong mga weavers. This is our shared effort to preserve our culture and protect our livelihood.
Our next speaker plays a vital role in protecting the integrity and the welfare of our indigenous people's community and the municipality in general. So to our Cons Erwin Asgapo, how did Sangguniang Bayan ensure that the voices of our indigenous people were respected throughout the legislative process?
Thank you, Kabatas, and good afternoon sa mga viewers, Vice Mayor, and members of the 16th Council. Prior to the approval or enactment ordinance, our standing role sa Sangguniang Bayan na tayo mahimuon ng mga committee hearing or committee meeting, kinahanglan nato ang mga representation sa mga sectoral groups. No? For example, sa atong IPMRs, lalo na sa pag-craft aning ordinance in respect representation of the said IPMR, ato din silang i-invite na mo attend sa committee hearing sa atong kinahimong proseso sa Sangguniang Bayan. So, papaminawa na to ang ilahang mga cultural insight, ang ilang mga community concern para magiging nai-substance ang ordinance, no? Para magiging essential ang ordinance, kinahanglan nato ang ilang presensya.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, from one young legislator, Sangguniang Kabataan, President of Liga ng mga Kabataan sa Manlungon, by perusing on the provisions of the ordinance, I peruse that there are prohibitions and regulatory measures. So under that ordinance, can you explain to us more what are those prohibitions and regulatory measures for our viewers and to all the people of Manlungon to understand these particular provisions of the ordinance?
Thank you po, Kabatas, and ayaw nga po sa tanan nga naglantaw sa ito ang podcast karon. So our ordinance prohibits the manufacture, the sale, and the misrepresentation of these machine-made replicas of the indigenous woven fabrics and the unauthorized use ng ating mga tribal designs and tribal symbols.
I know for the fact that because of the modern technology for today, let me show this to the members of the committee. How can you differentiate a machine-made replica to original handmade woven IP materials?
Thank you, Kabata. So, the key difference between the machine-made replica and the authentic woven materials lies in both the method of production and the cultural authenticity. First, the authentic woven materials, as you can see, are the hand-woven textiles made by our indigenous peoples here in Malungon, specifically the Blaan and Tagapaolot community. In line man sa traditional looms, nagamit nila traditional looms. This one, so the traditional looms and indigenous techniques. On the other hand,
Ibig mo sabihin, ang konsehal Tanduyan, ito yung sinasabi natin hand-woven.
hand-woven.
Yung suot ni
Yes.
Konsehal
Yeah.
Pangilan.
It's also hand-woven, Vice Mayor.
Pati yung
Pati yung
damit
suot
ni...
ni ating main author.
How about sa kay Kabatas?
Pwede din yan.
Yung-
Hand-woven din yan.
Kabatas, ito po yung sample ng ating machine-made replica. So it is refers to the textile na napoproduce gamit ang automated or industrial machinery. Also, ini-imitate din niya yung design, yung appearance, and even the patterns na ginagamit ng ating mga indigenous peoples. In short, ang pagkakaiba nila Kabatas, ang ating authentic is handmade, ang ating replica is machine-produced.
Okay.
So, anong choice ng kabataan?
Anong choice?
Para sa tanong kanina ni
There is that
Konsehal
hanging
Pangilan.
question from your Kabatas.
To preserve the authenticity, Kabatas, I prefer na mas maganda talaga yung ating authentic woven textiles na mas maaaring gamitin ng kabataan kasi for the next generation, at least kami na mga kabataan gumagamit na, then kami naman yung magkakaroon ng public awareness sa next panel generation to preserve the tradition of our elders.
Right. Very
Parang
well
may
said.
gustong
Yeah,
idagdag
parang may
ang
gustong
ating
idagdag ang ating
Gusto niyo
indigenous
magsalita?
people's mandatory representative to the Sangguniang Bayan.
Nagpapasalamat din ako as elder na kabilang ang ating SK sa committee. Sa kanyang leadership, pag-lead sa mga kabataan, magagamit niya yung kanyang posisyon for education campaign sa mga kabataan, sa lahat ng mga pagtitipon ng kabataan. So, as elder, masaya ako na may membro sa committee na talagang yung SK natin. Na yung sa IAC, na part, pwede na natin siya i-request na siya na lang bahala sa kapatid.
Having said, how would you supplement that particular request from our Indigenous Peoples Mandatory Representative Cons Tanduyan as to the promotion of this said ordinance?
Sobrang involved ang kabataan sa social media. So, isa yun sa ating magiging venue para ma-promote natin itong ordinansa. And of course, with the help naman ng ating mga youth leaders, especially the Sangguniang Kabataan Council, the Sangguniang Kabataan Chairpersons, na magkaroon talaga tayo ng IEC, Information Education Campaign, pertaining to this Ordinance 2025-256-16, kung gaano ka-importante na magkaroon tayo ng authentic at hindi tayo mag-imitate.
Having said, let us dig a little deeper with that manifestation because you've been mentioned about the prohibition and the regulatory measures. But as I wrote the ordinance, there is also incorporated there the exemptions from our co-author himself. Could you clarify under what condition these machine-made products may be permitted under the exemption provision of the ordinance?
Thank you, kabatas, ka-farmer. Ang exemption na tinutukoy sa ating ordinansa, like yung selling the authentic handwoven, we allow. Kasi part, our women's now, yung mga IB women's, they are producing every day na gumagawa sila. And so, to help them economically, financially, it helps them. So, we allow, in this ordinance, we allow the selling of the materials. Provided yung binibenta nila, yung authentic, yung handwoven talaga. Yun ang doon sa ordinansa natin. At isa yung, halimbawa, individual na gustong magbinta or siyempre may gumagawa yung mga women's natin, pero allow rin natin yung may mga association or cooperatives rin na gustong gumaya at gusto rin nilang magkapira. So sa pagtalakay ng committee, sabi namin, okay naman, dapat buhay-buhay lang tayo. Actually, ang ano natin dito, mabuhay yung sa kababaihan natin, lalo na sa mga weavers natin. At saka yung iba naman na taga-Malungon, na willing naman to produce and coordinate sa ating tribal councils, we allow that. So, provided sa ating ordinance. Pero, kailangan merong consent from the elders. So may mga grupong pumunta. So yan ang mga exemption. A group, a registered, accredited groups in the Sangguniang Bayan, we allow them to resell and sell our product. So yun ang sa provision ng exemption.
May nabanggit kanina si Dato Pangilan. Correct me if I'm wrong, Uncle Edmond. Pero ang punto mo doon is, meron kasi tayong mga weavers na walang pangkapital, pambili ng mga materyales, pero meron namang mga negosyante na gustong mag-partner, pwede naman nilang i-finance, tulungan ang ating mga local weavers para bumili ng mga materials to create an authentic handwoven products of Malungon. So okay lang yun.
Yes, yes.
Pero yung sinasabi mo kanina, na pag may mga ginagawa na maramihan, baka doon na papasok yung sinasabi mong consent, no? Para sa consent na kukunin sa IPS or sa Municipal Tribal Council. Yun lang pang-klaro lang siguro natin. Kasi
Having said,
mahirap kung mga corporation, association na gusto lang tumulong sa IP, pero hindi naman sila yung maka-explain kung ano yung pattern. Meron talaga tayong tinatawag ng mga cultural weavers,
Yes.
cultural masters.
Yes.
Sila yung naghahabi sa ating kultura.
Yes.
Pinaagi sa mga produkto nga aton pasigarbo sa katauhan. Pero we are welcoming partners para naman maka-create ng mas maraming items or products ang ating mga local weavers. We welcome them.
If any partners, NGOs, organizations who want to help
Stakeholders.
Yes,
stakeholders,
stakeholders.
we welcome them. We will allow them to.
Basta, ang atin lang na dapat tingnan, walang cultural misappropriation. Oo, walang cultural prostitution.
Yes.
Kailangan talagang authentic din yung heart ng gustong tumulong as a stakeholder sa ating mga cultural masters. Kasi sa pangalan pa lang ng ating ordinance, anti-machine-made replica.
Yes.
So, meron bang exemption ito na saan papasok na meron tayong machine-made
Yes.
replica na production?
Yes,
Meron bang
exactly.
exemption? Dapat Pangilan.
Well, during sa committee hearing, we invited several shops, printing shop owners from Malagdag and
All over Malungon.
They make an appeal to the committee na paano naman kami. At hanggang dumating kami doon sa usapang Tribe Slam Festival. Kasi yung local weavers natin, they cannot
provide.
produce or
Yeah.
provide a bulk of
Bulto.
materials. Kasi sa batas rin ng IPRA, meron namang tinatawag na free and prior informed consent.
Yes.
Na kahit medyo may kunting kahirapan sa kalooban ng katutubo, but provided you will ask their consent. Ang negosasyon namin, parang yun ang exception during only slam festival or
Yeah.
yung big events.
That is on the author and the co-author point of view.
Yes.
So, how about from the members also of the committee who vote for this ordinance? What is the significance of this written consent?
Thank you, Kabatas. To acknowledge the indigenous people ownership of their traditional heritage, kailangan natin ng written consent. That is the confirmation or affirmation na i-grant yung hiningi ninyo na consideration.
You were saying, Konsehal Erwin, na pwede ang written consent dun lang sa sinasabi mo, yung marami tulad ng Munato Festival,
Yes,
yung
Slam
Slam
Festival,
Festival na
yeah.
bulto yung production.
So,
Kailangan specific
yes,
yung
yes.
hinihingi nilang written
Yeah.
consent.
Yes.
Design ng daan o design ng taga-kaulo.
Pag sabi ng school,
Kailangan ipakita sa IPS
Yeah.
kung ano yung design bago natin aprubahan yung kanilang hinihinging written consent. IPS ng munisipyo.
Ng
yes,
munisipyo.
municipal.
Kahit saan activities sa 31 barangays, pag written consent ang pinag-uusapan, hindi yung barangay.
Yes.
Munisipyo.
Munisipyo.
Municipal Tribal Council, yun yung nakalagay sa ordinance para malaman ng ating mga
Yes.
listeners. Under the ordinance, sino ba dapat mag-request ng written consent?
Yes.
During the public hearing na ginawa natin, guys, no, Kabatas, na napag-usapan doon na yung consumer talaga, guys, ang magre-request sa MTC ng prior...
So, yung magpapagawa?
Yung magpapagawa po, ang magre-request sa MTC before gagawin ng mga business owners nung nagmay-aari ng mga printing.
So, ibig sabihin po, yung mga printing shops, mga online sellers,
Yes.
at yung mga manufacturers within our municipality, hindi sila pwedeng mag-mass production
yes po.
ng mga machine-made replica ng IP pattern
Yes.
kung walang written consent na
Exactly.
mapakita yung nagpapagawa.
Yes po.
Exactly.
Yes po.
Hindi ang printing shop ang magkuha ng written consent sa IPS, kundi yung magpapaprint,
Yes,
magpapagawa.
Kung ano lang yung nakasulat sa agreement as to the exact design and
Yun
maybe
lang
the numbers of reproduction, yun lang din ang susundin ng ating mga manufacturers.
Yes, because Kabatas, in the consent, talagang specify that this particular printing shop only produce diblaan design. So pag maglabag siya doon, so mayroon tayong provision na pwede siya makalagot.
Thank you so much. So, going back to the processes, the legislative process of this ordinance, that our next speaker, Mayor, Vice Mayor, is not a member of Tribo, pero palanggan niya ang Tribo.
Aliado sa
Yes,
Tribo.
maybe ask, Honorable Rodrigo Palik Jr. as to the implementation and enforcement side naman of this ordinance. So, this is already an enacted ordinance, so can you tell us, the viewers and our listeners, which offices or agencies will be responsible for implementing and monitoring the compliances with regards to this ordinance?
Thank you, Batas. Tama, di ako tribo. From ako yung tribo.
Kaya
That is on the record. Yes.
9 consecutive years.
Alam natin na pag ordinansa, ang mag-implement yan is Office of the Mayor. So, ang gagawin ni Mayor, gagamitin niya yung mga department na under sa kanya, tulad na Business Permits and License.
BPLS.
Oo, yun ang gamitin niya para yung mag-apply ng business permits, maging ma-aware doon sa ating batas na ginawa.
Yes.
Kaya yung Municipal Tribal Council, gamitin din niya. Hindi lang sa mautosan niya na mag-inspection o
IEC.
Oo, mag-inform sa mga tao, kundi sa awareness, maggamit ng executive branch para sa awareness campaign. Tulad ng mag-conduct ng symposium, lahat ng mga weavers, lahat ng mga sale owners, yung store owners, manufacturers, ang attend doon sa ating symposium. Of course, kasama yung mga youth natin. After the symposium, siguro mag-conduct ang mayor natin ng capability building doon sa mga existing na mga weavers para ma-enhance palalo yung kanilang capability. Plus, yung mga interested na magsali doon sa weaving, capacited din yun ng ating executive branch.
How about naman doon sa raising awareness Consolic on the business owners and sellers about these new regulations?
Yung sa akin po na,
Raising awareness.
mag-conduct sila ng symposium para yung attendees noon, yung lahat na involved sa ating ordinance.
Ay, may gusto kong idagdag
Yeah.
if I may.
Nakatingin sa atin si Kabatas na Honorable Sweet Libigalan. Yes, with your permission of our Kabatas.
Without their consent.
Without written consent. Yes,
Gusto ko
Kabatas.
lang idagdag doon naman. Tama yung sinabi ni Consihal Pading,
Yeah.
no? But before na natin dito diniliberate sa plenary na
Plenary.
16 something ang bayan na natin dito, nagkakaroon talaga tayo ng pag-uusap together with our business owners. No? Kaya sabi kanina ni Municipal Tribal Chieftain natin, sila din yung medyo may hesitation doon sa kanila kasi mawawalan talaga sila ng pagkakitaan. But they understand naman po. No, when it comes naman dito sa IEC, kailangan pa ba natin advice, no? Parang kahit hindi taga-malungon, alam na nila na meron tayong ganitong ordinance. Well, in fact, ang daming teachers po ang nag-message sa akin as the author. Pwede ba ni siya kap? Unsa imuhang tanaw ani kay magpa-print kami uniform. So sabi ko, hintayin na lang natin ang podcast para mas maintindihan ninyo kung ano talaga ang ibig sabihin nitong anti-replica natin na ordinansa.
Right. One of the basic requirements in enacting an ordinance mayor advice is the provisions of the penalties as to the violators of a particular ordinance. At this particular legislative measure, Councilor Erwin, what are the expected sanctions or penalties for violators of this ordinance?
Thank you, Kabatas. Alam naman natin, this is an ordinance, not resolution. So, ibig sabihin, permanent in nature. So, para maging effective ang ating ordinance, so ang pinaka-importante yung penalties.
Yes.
So, one of the provision on Section 7 sa penalties, any person or establishment found violating this ordinance shall be penalized. No? Yung ating first offense, mayroon tayong written warning o an exhaustion of administrative remedies. So, mayroon tayong second offense na 1,500 fines.
Yes.
And suspension of business permit for 30 days and confiscation of the machine-made replicas. And the last is the third offense, 2,500 fine and a revocation of business permit.
Thank you so much. Yes. We have talked so much about the protection and preservation of the cultural heritage. May we hear from the author herself how about the impact or the economic impact of this ordinance, particularly in promoting the indigenous craftsmanship
Of
our
course, Kabatas, no, this ordinance will really help strengthen our local economy. No, it supports our own weavers, our artisans, and our indigenous entrepreneurs. So, dako yun ni nga tabang para sa ato ang mga local weavers nga naabot diri sa Malumon. So, instead of buying cheap replicas, we give value to the real craftsmanship, no, dito yun sa ginatagaan og singot, ginatuluan og singot sa atong mga local weavers, and that means more livelihood, more pride, and more opportunities for our people.
Thank you so much. So much has been said, but of course, I am more excited to hear from our Honorable Vice Mayor and in general make this legislative measure laudable for all the people of Malungon. Vice,
Yes.
as the Vice Mayor, how do you view this ordinance in the broader context of cultural preservation and local legislation?
Thank you for that wonderful question.
Kabatas.
Parang Miss Grand International yung atake natin, ha? But really, this ordinance is a landmark in local legislation because it displays or it places culture at the heart of governance. We have crafted so many ordinances from the past council up to now. Legislation about infrastructure, about livelihood, about economic revenue or economic enterprising, agriculture policies. Pero ang pinagkaiba nitong ordinance na ito, it speaks of who we are as a people and as a community. Ganit, by protecting the integrity of the craftsmanship of our local weavers. This sponsoring committee and all the members of the 16th Council are now legislating policies that respect creativity, that respect identity, and more importantly, history. So, nakaka-proud po na maging part ng 16th Council, being the presiding officer, listening to different discussions during the deliberation and the period of amendment, and lahat ng council members, hindi lang yung members ng sponsoring committee, kundi ang lahat ng miyembro ng 16th Council talagang nag-manifest ng support
Yes.
sa ordinance na ito, and nagkakaisa tayo na importanteng bigyan ng karampatang respeto at identity ang ating kultura pinaagi sa pagprotekta sa talento sa ating nilupan.
And how do you think, Vice, would this align with the vision of the LGU for more inclusive and culturally grounded development in our locality?
Nung time na mayor pa ako for 9 years, lagi kong sinasabi sa mga State of the Municipal Address natin that we value inclusivity, we value progress. Lagi natin sinasabi, no one should be left behind. And dito sa Malungon, our indigenous peoples are not left behind. They are not part of the minority. We are equally part of a governance na nagatanaw hindi lamang sa welfare, sa Kristiyano, labi na sa aton nga tribo. So,
Agree.
with that, this law reminds us that development is most meaningful when it respects tradition and gives value to cultural identity. Hindi tayo isang municipal council, mga legislators na nakafocus lamang sa development sa ekonomiya. But more importantly, isang konseho municipal ng Malungon na naghahatag anay sa igong pagtutok sa empowerment sa bawat hutong kabipas sa tribo para kung empowered ang tanan ng community, IP or non-IP, magresulta na may ara sa pagsudod.
Wala bang Vice Mayor? Yes, Mayor, thank you for that answer. Ultimately, Mayor, and finally, of course, what the most affected of this ordinance is the business sector and particularly online sellers. So, what particular message would you convey to our business sector and online sellers regarding this ordinance?
Thank you. Ito na yung hinihintay ko po na time na mag-explain sa inyo on behalf of the 16th Council sa lahat ng printing shops, sa lahat ng manufacturers, even mga online sellers. This ordinance is not to hinder your business.
Yes.
But this will serve as a guide para makita ninyo kung ano ba ang tamang partnership para sa pagprotekta naman ng identity ng bawat indigenous peoples. Ang ating sinasabi, gusto natin tulungan ang ating IP communities, and this is one better example to help them.
Yes.
How? Let's promote authenticity, not imitation. Yung mga hand-woven IP products and materials natin, ilang buwan or taon na ginawa ng ating mga local weavers, i-promote natin yun, maganda pa rin po yung original. Kung nagkakaroon ng mga imitation po kasi, ang iba, mas okay na lang yung mga sublimation kasi mas mura. Pero di ba, kahit po sa sapatos, mas matibay at mas maganda at mas nakaka-proud suotin yung original kesa sa Class A or kesa sa Peking brand. So, ganun din po, lalo na sa kultura at trabaho ng ating mga local weavers. Huwag natin pong i-imitate, pinaagisin ng mga machine-made replica lang po. Suportahan natin ang ating mga IP communities by buying and selling authentic items. Dahil sa bawat authentic item na binibenta po ninyo, nakakatulong po tayo sa paghabi ng kwento ng malungol sa susunod na henerasyon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vice. Being the former member of the Sangguniang Bayan as a legislator, for me it's not important who authored or co-authored.
Yes.
The main point is the intent and purpose of this legislative measure. To our indigenous people's mandatory representative, the Honorable Dr. Ikmul Pangilan.
Emotional na si Coach.
Yes.
Emotional siya.
What's next steps do you intend to do in order to spread awareness campaigns or coordination with all the IP structure, political structure, not just in the region, not just in the province, but in the national level in general?
Yes, salamat Kabatas Ikso. Actually, we have already made some initial moves, like in our regular monthly meeting with the elders and IP Mars, informing them the ordinance. And I can say that in our level as elders, talagang na-inform. Actually, masaya sila kasi maprotektahan po yung talagang yung authenticity. Dahil may batas na tayo, may ordinansa, at start now to coordinate yung mga private partners. Actually, may nagbigay ng mga beads, mga tila. Actually, nakatanggap ako dozens of textile. So, nagsimula tayo muna sa munisipyo sa pag-disseminate nito at we are proud yung sa mga initials kong meeting by provincial and region and even national. Sinasabi ko na sa mga IP Mars that in Malungon we have crafted an ordinance. At pangalawa tayo sa buong bansa, sikat tayo sa Mountain Province. And so talagang namamangha sila. And so
This is
we,
the first Mindanao Union.
Yeah. So we will keep on disseminating and coordinating and even sourcing partners.
Okay, thank you so much. Very well said, our Honorable Dato' Ikmul Pangilan. I believe that our listeners and viewers has already the bird's eye view of the ordinance. And for the author herself, may we get some message for our fellow Malungonians as to valuing and respecting our indigenous cultural heritage, being one of the front runner of the indigenous peoples in our area.
First and foremost, gusto ko magpasalamat sa akong kauban sa 16th Municipal Council for supporting this kind of ordinance. Ang support sa Pamilya Constantino sa indigenous people, dili natin na malimot how supportive they are pag-abot sa pag-preserve sa kultura sa Laan and Taga-Kaulo. And we are very fortunate for that. As the author, dako akong magpasalamat sa atong Vice Mayor for guiding me, no, nga mapadayon o mahanay yun ni nga ordinansa kay as a neophyte, pirmi lang ko manawag or mag-ask of guidance sa iyaha o never gid ko niya gitaligdan sa tanan pangutana. And to all our viewers, IP or non-IP, please support this ordinance. By supporting this ordinance, you are protecting the culture of Bidlaan and the Taga-Kaulo. So thank you and God bless us all.
Alright, maraming salamat mga kabatas. Not unless one of you from our panel has a final message for our audience.
Ibigay siguro natin ang time sa
Yes.
ating Dato'
Ating
Pangilan dahil
kabatas
malapit
na
na.
Dato' Ikmul Pangilan.
Malapit na
Yes.
ang
Slam
hinihintay nating
Festival.
festival.
Yes.
Siya na po ang mag-invite.
So thank you very much sa Kabatas, Vice Mayor, my colleagues. Talagang napakagandang talakayan. No? At lastly, we would like to invite everyone on November 17 and 18. It is our 18th year. Ang LGU mag-welcome po sa lahat. Sana po ay ma-enjoy kayo pag makapunta kayo dito sa aming Slam Festival. So, promise, you will enjoy.
Maraming salamat to the members of the Committee on History, Culture, and Indigenous People. Honorable Jericho Tagluyan, the Honorable Dato Inong Pangilan, the Honorable Darwin Esgapo, the Honorable Sweet Limi Galan, of course, the Honorable Draco Balik Jr., and of course, our very own Honorable Vice Mayor, Attorney Maria Teresa Daribas Canizares. Thank you so much, mga kabatas, as we strive to preserve our cultural heritage. It is essential to protect the traditional craftsmanship of our indigenous peoples. The influx of machine-made woven materials threatens not just the livelihood, but the very birthright of our local IP weavers and the integrity of our cultural identity. Together, let us join hands to promote and support our local artisans and their traditional crafts. By promoting authentic IP woven materials, we're not only preserving our cultural heritage, but also empowering our local IP communities. So that, maraming salamat sa pakikinig at panonood sa kauna-unahang serye ng ating Talakayan sa Sangguniang 2025, brought to us by the 16th Municipal Council through the innovative leadership of our dynamic Vice Mayor, Attorney Maria Teresa Daribas. Muli, ito po ang inyong Victor Mosquera Padernilla at ngayon ay inyong kabatas, Bida Tribong Malungonyans, Subida Malungon.
Salamat.